the girl pulled out her only $5, begging the man to be her dad for 3 days. She said the parent meeting was coming up, but she had been an orphan since birth, raised only by her aging grandma. Her classmates mocked her every day as a stray child. The man felt a pang in his heart, but thought of his million-dollar deals. He had no time to play pretend with a child, yet her kneeling and begging drew a crowd. Everyone assumed he was an irresponsible father. Left with no choice, he agreed. She took him home, only to reveal an empty house filled with bottles. He then realized how hard her life was. She carefully brought out a clean blanket and asked him to stay the night. Her grandma added that no guests had come for years, since fate brought him here. Let him stay and let the girl feel what it's like to have a father. But little did he know, he was her biological father. 5 years ago, due to his carelessness, she was kidnapped by traffickers. He had dreamed of that moment every night since. Suddenly he woke up and found the girl missing from bed. He rushed outside. She saw him and quickly told him to rest inside. He looked at the kind little girl and silently prayed to find his daughter soon. But his presence reminded her of her lost parents. She couldn't understand why they abandoned her. Unable to sleep, she went to sit alone in the yard. Suddenly the alarm went off. She rushed into the streets to collect bottles, but was bullied by thugs, and her bottles were thrown into the road. She ran to retrieve them, just as a car sped toward her. At the last second, the man pulled her to safety. She apologized repeatedly, but he said protecting her was his duty as guardian. Her face lit up with joy, thinking she finally had a dad. But he remembered he only agreed for 3 days. After the parent meeting, he would leave. That night he ordered barbecue, but she lied about not liking it to save money. He pretended he wanted it instead. She knew what he was doing, and promised to repay him in the future. But he said they wouldn't meet again. She ran out heartbroken, and returned with a takeaway box. It was for her grandma. The old woman took a bite, then pretended her teeth hurt, leaving the rest for the girl. The girl turned and gave the barbecue to the man. Seeing her so thoughtful, his heart ached. That night he lay in bed, remembering her words, perhaps thinking of his lost daughter. He turned and gently tucked her in. The next morning, he saw her shivering outside the door. She didn't want to disturb him, so she waited in the cold. He scolded her instinctively, then regretted his tone. Tried to comfort her, but she avoided him. She put on her backpack and left for school. After she left, Grandma called him in, gave him all her savings, and begged him to help the child. But before he could respond, she passed away. The man quickly told his assistant to handle the arrangements. That afternoon, the girl came home from school and saw the bed empty. He told her grandma went to the hospital in the city, and if she scored full marks, he would take her to visit. She panicked, thinking even grandma had abandoned her. Just then his phone rang. The assistant said all school medical reports were at the hospital. Once processed, they could identify his lost daughter. His heart trembled, and he rushed to the hospital. The girl chased after him, asking where he was going. When he said he couldn't attend the parent meeting, tears welled up. She thought he didn't want her either. Meanwhile, at the hospital, he got the report, and finally realized she was his biological daughter. Back at school, she walked in alone, mocked by classmates. The teacher thought she was lying, and tried to send her home to get her parent. But before she could leave, the man arrived in a luxury car.